Aurangzeb's Jizya tax and toll tax, tax on non-Muslims, government job decision withdrawn after failure. Hello friends, can you imagine that a ruler who ruled a vast subcontinent like India for almost 50 years, his policies are still debated among historians and politicians? Have you ever thought that a man who was the most powerful ruler of India's largest sultanate, his religious policies shook the roots of his empire to such an extent that the sultanate never recovered after him? This is the story of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, a name that has become a symbol of bigotry, religious discrimination, and hunger for power in Indian history. Aurangzeb took many such decisions during his reign, which were not only political but served to divide the Indian society on communal lines. Two of his most controversial policies were the Jizya tax and the toll tax. Both these taxes put such a burden on the Hindu people that it caused great discontent in the society. It was not just an economic tax, but a deep communal thinking was working behind it. Aurangzeb's religious discrimination not only affected the then Indian society, but also weakened the foundations of the Mughal Empire. Why did Aurangzeb take this decision? Was it only for financial reasons, or was there a political and religious agenda behind it? Today, we will discuss this topic in depth. But before that, if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you will be the first to get our new video updates. So let's understand this entire historical event in detail. Aurangzeb was born on 3 November 1618 near Fatehpur Sikri. He was the third son of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal. During the reign of Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb was trained as a skilled military officer and strategist. He had two elder brothers, Dara Shikoh and Shuja, and a younger brother, Murad. There was a fierce struggle for power between the four sons of Shah Jahan. Aurangzeb won this struggle with his brothers not only by diplomacy and strategy, but he killed his eldest brother, Dara Shikoh. He also defeated Shuja and Murad in the battlefield, and finally, in 1658, he dethroned Shah Jahan and declared himself the ruler of the Mughal Empire. After coming to power, Aurangzeb laid the foundation of his rule on Islamic laws. He decided to run the administration based on Islamic law. Akbar's policy of religious tolerance was completely abolished. Akbar took many such decisions for Hindu-Muslim unity, which created communal harmony in the society. But Aurangzeb changed this policy as soon as he took power. He banned Hindu festivals, ordered the demolition of temples, and started removing Hindus from administrative positions. Aurangzeb believed that non-Muslims should be treated as second-class citizens in an Islamic state. Due to this thinking, he imposed two big taxes on Hindus, Jizya tax and toll tax. The Jizya tax was one of the most controversial taxes in Indian history. The Jizya tax was a religious tax that non-Muslims had to pay. This tax meant that non-Muslims would be allowed to practice their religion only if they paid the tax. This tax was first introduced by Qutbuddin Aibak. After this, many rulers of Delhi Sultanate implemented it, but it was abolished by Akbar during the rule of the Mughals. Akbar believed that this tax would increase discrimination in the society and it would weaken the unity between Hindus and Muslims. But Aurangzeb reintroduced it as soon as he came to power. Aurangzeb issued an order in 1679 imposing the Jizya tax throughout the empire. The rates of Jizya tax were different. The poor were taxed less, while the rich, merchants, and landlords were taxed heavily. Due to the Jizya tax, a lot of discontent spread among the Hindu people. Rebellions took place in many parts of the country against this tax. Especially Rajputs and Marathas strongly opposed this tax. Shivaji attacked Aurangzeb's military forces several times in protest against this tax. The Marathas defeated Aurangzeb's soldiers and prevented them from collecting this tax. The Jizya tax was not just an economic pressure, but there was a deeper communal agenda behind it. Its purpose was to put mental pressure on the Hindus and force them to embrace Islam. According to Eliot, the purpose of the jizya tax was to keep non-Muslims in a socially disadvantaged position. According to Manucci, there were two main reasons behind this tax. Firstly, to fill the treasury and spend it on military campaigns. Second, to put mental pressure on Hindus to force them to accept Islam. Apart from this, Aurangzeb also discriminated against Hindus in the form of toll tax. He levied 5% tax as toll tax from Hindu merchants, while Muslim merchants were exempted from it. This affected the business of Hindu traders and they became financially weak. This created an imbalance in the market. Hindu traders raised their voices against this tax several times, but Aurangzeb continued it. This made the competition between Hindu traders and Muslim traders unbalanced. Aurangzeb also discriminated in government jobs. During Akbar's time, both Hindus and Muslims were appointed to administrative posts. But Aurangzeb issued an order that only Muslims would be appointed to high positions in the administration. Hindus were removed from the administration. This had a negative impact on the revenue administration. The administrative system became weak. This caused financial loss to Aurangzeb. However, when the administration declined and the economic condition of the state began to deteriorate, Aurangzeb withdrew this order. He allowed Hindus to be appointed to administrative posts again. But the effect of this decision was not much. Aurangzeb's radical religious policies weakened the foundations of the empire. The rebellion of the Marathas and Rajputs further weakened his position. Aurangzeb's reign lasted 49 years, but his religious intolerance weakened the foundations of the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire, after Aurangzeb, never regained its former power. His decisions deeply hurt Hindu-Muslim unity. The history of India is a witness to the fact that no empire can survive for long due to religious intolerance and bigotry. Aurangzeb's decisions were not just economic, but a deep political and religious agenda was working behind them. He weakened the Indian society by his decisions, and after this, the decline of the Mughal Empire began. Aurangzeb's rule is a lesson in history that no ruler can maintain his power for long by religious discrimination and bigotry. If you like our content and want to make our efforts even stronger, you can support us through the QR code given in the video or the UPI ID given in the description. Your every small contribution is valuable to us and will inspire us to make even better and informative videos. Your support is our strength. Also, if this video taught you something new or you felt that this information should reach others as well, then do not forget to like and share the video. If you have any questions or suggestions in mind, then do let us know in the comments. We look forward to answering your every question and listening to suggestions. And yes, if you want to stay updated with our every new video in the future, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you get every new information first. GRT Business always strives to give you accurate and reliable information. Our news is obtained from various news agencies, public opinion, and public sources. We try our best to verify every report, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our sole aim is to provide you with accurate and reliable information.